Episode 7. Today we're going to be drawing cities. My name is Wes Jones, and this is a YouTube channel on learning how to draw fantasy maps. And I'm showing the process where I take a map from nothing to everything. With cities, we need to look at two things. We need to look at the location and the style of the icon. And while I do this, I often do a little bit more world building, actually, because when I put those cities on the map, it's like the characters are there to play now. Let's turn that off. We'll turn on a new layer. I'll get back to the pen I've been using at the 12 point. And this is where I've got to decide where those cities are going to be located. What I'll do here is, I've got some ideas. I'll probably place a city, let's just do something like this. This is a temporary layer down there somewhere. Probably another one around here. I have to think about this one with that in relations to that swamp that I mentioned in the last video. I know something happened around here, so I don't want too much in this area. Well, I'm not sure. Maybe I do want something like this, and maybe something down here. Maybe this island is somewhat important. And while I'm placing these, I'm looking at the balance of the map. I want things spaced out in a nice, meaningful, and organic way. Okay, let's see. I think something up here makes sense. And yeah, we'll go around there probably. All right. I think I'm actually going to draw. I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I'm going to draw another one, maybe down here. And looking at that, I'm pretty pleased actually. I'm okay not having anything in that area or in this one, so it's focused in here. So let's just take off those lines. And when I'm doing this, I sometimes start thinking about, okay, how do these cities relate to one another? I think, looking at this, I'm going to have 4 different kind of powers. There's going to be something like, this is going to be one of the powers down here. Yes, I'm going to have a power here. These two will be a power, and this will be a free city kind of power. I like the look of that. When I'm drawing this later, I did want to have sea lanes being important, and so I'll probably, figure out how those work. Maybe they're through there. Yeah, that'll work. I'll come through here. Be something like this. I generally want to stay away from here. I might have only something come in like that. And this is where it's going to get interesting. I have to decide pretty soon, actually, on how the ice interacts with things. I think that one's going to be locked by ice, which is quite all right. Something like this. And then if the ice is there, the ceiling. So I've done a lot of little sketching on this map, but I do this very often at this point, especially if I'm just creating this world. And in fact, I did want to have a reason for these ceilings being where they were. And I think it's partially because the waters are filled with some kind of dragon. So grrr. Get them some horns, maybe. I have to decide if I'm going to draw those dragons on the map. Very often you'll see that kind of thing on the map. What can I do to make these unique? Let's think of something. How about this? There's a little energy crystal. There's some kind of energy that's between their horns. Okay, I've got an idea. There's this energy between their horns, and if you remember in the world building with the rhinoceroses, I said that their horns on them were different colors. Now, it's not like only the blue horned ones live in cities like that. No, that's not going to be the case. They're going to live everywhere. The horns don't really mean anything other than, how about something weird like this? If the dragon comes out of the water and say it's got a blue energy showing, any of the rhinos with the blue horns, they'll match, yeah, let's do something like that. They won't be able to use their magic because every rhino has some ability to use magic, and this dragon negates that power. And it's a different color each time and with different dragons. Something kind of weird and different. I think that'll be kind of fun. And then if I don't draw the dragons in the map, what I can actually do is maybe in the surrounds later, I can have maybe 4 different colors. You know, in the corner art, whatever I do in the corner art, that ties into maybe the colors of the horns and maybe this energy. Something weird like that. Yeah, that's kind of fun actually. Okay, so that's part of the world building I like doing when I draw these cities. The next thing, I do a lot on that layer. I'll just color over these really quickly, these cities. I like the locations of those. Now I have to decide on the style. I'm leaning towards a very simple symbol. A circle. I'll zoom in here. You can't really see what I'm doing. Maybe just a circle. Something classic. I could do a more pictorial thing, so I could have some kind of, here's the castle walls, maybe this just to help identify. I could do something like that. Actually, I'm going to show you an example where I did do something like that. Here, I have a comic called Skunk and Fox. You can find it at skunkandfox.com if you're ever interested. And in it, there is a map. So let's click on the map. And you can see here a map that's very different than the one I'm drawing, but I want to show you the cities. And you can see that I've, drawn them out. They all have unique looks, have these huge flags showing you what they are. It's just an example of how you can go about drawing cities. I'm really happy with this map. It was one that I really felt like I made a huge leap forward when I was drawing it. Anyway, you can check out the comic, but let's go back to the map we're drawing together, and I think I'm going to do something like this. That's maybe not enough. Maybe I'll draw a little outline around it. I like that better. Okay, I'm going to draw that. First thing I did was draw that center dot, and then I drew a line around it, that ring around it, and I copy and pasted it. The reason I did that is I wanted to keep that center dot the same size, and I wanted that ring to be a consistent distance away from that center dot. And this was the easiest way to do that, the quickest. And even though I like drawing pretty much everything unique, all the trees I draw unique, the mountains are unique, occasionally I will take, I wouldn't call this a shortcut, but let's call it a shortcut for sake of argument, to make it look cleaner, because having these the same size really makes a difference. And so there you go, added that one, fix that one up a little bit. And then it was a series of cleaning up the files, and that was pretty much it. Zoom in to take a final look, and there's the map. Well, that was drawing cities. The next video will be about details, I think. I think I'm at the phase where I want to add some more line work to this. That might be some swamps, maybe grass. I'll have to decide, but I'm adding in some of those details. Okay, until the next one.